Storytelling fascinates me. We're designed to hear and tell stories. Storytelling has aided the evolution of humankind. From the very first cave paintings depicting animals, ritual, and hunting, to the works of Shakespeare that illuminate the complex beauty of the human condition. And yet, we often forget how powerful our own stories can be.
What I used to do a lot is I would sit in my room alone and just spout nonsense. I would just talk to myself, have conversations with myself. My mom thought I was delusional. I'm Christine, and I'm a writer. A lot of my stuff is psychological thrillers, or just a thriller, or horror comedy, or just dark comedy. I like to be very cynical in my stories, and it's like, bad things are happening, but there's also some horror with some swear words in here.
Wait, and then take a left.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, sorry. My name is Keenan. I am a women, gender, and sexuality studies major and a dance minor. I guess I am a dancer, I guess you could say that. I would consider myself a contemporary ballet dancer. I don't know, like take ballet steps and techniques and kind of add a story to it. I'm kind of all over the place. I just have this broad concept and I go into like the first rehearsal or whatever it is, and I'm like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's just try some stuff out and see what I like. And once you get the concept going, you kind of make your way into what your movements are specifically. I like telling stories that people can learn from or make you feel something.
I like to tell realistic stories.
I like telling a story about things that don't get talked about in your everyday life, or that are hard to talk about, because through dancing you're not necessarily speaking words, so it can be a way to express yourself in different ways.
Realistic to a certain extent, I'd like to say though.
I like to make pieces that are about like social justice issues. So for example, say I'm doing a duet that's about like domestic abuse. So like maybe our movements are more physical, like pulling and pushing, and so you're kind of telling a story like the aggressive parts of a relationship.
Gosh, like I have images in my head just all the time of what I want my characters to do.
And so like your mannerisms and how you connect physically can tell the story through your movement. Anyone can be a storyteller. You can, if you have, at least in dance, if you have some kind of story you want to tell, you can tell it through your movements. You don't have to do classical technique. I mean, you can just go out on stage and tell a story.
You know, if you're dedicated to it and there's stories that like you want to get out and you want to do it, I think it's just dedication and a lot of just putting in the work and even research if you have to.
Dance is kind of like telling a story through movement. For me specifically, I'd say that I like to choreograph, and so like you can tell a narrative through, I don't know, your dance moves.
I think it's all down to the author. If the writer / author, whatever you want to be called, it's up to how you feel about the story. Like how much do you want to put into this story?
I think in general, things, at least stories that I like listening to or receiving, are stories that make me feel something or where I relate to them.
When making a story, it doesn't make itself. You have to put in the effort.
It could be any art form, music, dance, whatever it may be. You're triggering the brain in different ways.
I mean, it really depends on the author and the love and the work that they put into the story that really makes it.
Our stories shape us. Collectively, our stories shape the world.